Welcome to Tokyo Wave, recorded in a live studio in Harajuku, Japan, with your hosts Aaron and Parker. Alright everyone, welcome to episode 137 of Tokyo Wave. We're your hosts Aaron Randall
and Parker Allen. On Tokyo Wave, we bring the weekly updates from our studio in Harajuku.
Join us in segments featuring this week's top news,
political happenings,
business,
and other random garbage.
To get us started, here are this week's top news highlights.
Tokyo Shibuya braces for Halloween crowd despite calls to stay away.
Survey reveals 9% in Japan call newly named social network X.
Wild boar swimming off port captured near Tokyo after 3 people bitten.
This week in Japan. Alright, so our first story. Tokyo Shibuya braces for Halloween crowd despite calls to stay away.
The Mainichi has reported Tokyo's famous Shibuya district is bracing for the return of Halloween crowds this weekend, with many revelers expected not to be spooked by Shibuya's repeated requests to stay away.
Among the measures being taken to dissuade partygoers, a drinking ban on streets around Shibuya Station will take effect from the evening of October 27th through the early hours of November 1st, with over 30 stores in the area asked to cease alcohol sales on Saturday and during the evening of Halloween.
So they made a big deal about this drinking ban, right?
Yeah.
And here's the deal. So Aaron.
Yeah.
Drinking is banned in Shibuya. But the thing is, guess how much the fine is?
How much?
Guess.
2,000 yen?
0. There's no fine.
It's no fine.
So
yeah.
literally, from October the 27th through Halloween, ward officials are gonna go around like mom and be like, stop drinking, stop smoking. But there's no fine.
You're not supposed to be doing that. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be impossible to enforce, but I was just in Shibuya last night at the crossing, and there was nobody there.
That's because they're getting ready for Halloween, son. Got your costume.
There were some people in costumes, but I was like, man, are people like already like just following the rules and no one's gonna...
Hell no, they're just getting ready.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, right now, on Amazon, you can't even buy cat ears.
Oh, wow. I thought maybe everyone was gonna go to like Roppongi or some other area where there wasn't a ban.
Honestly, I think it's going to be the craziest Halloween we've ever had in Japan. Everybody's going to be out. It's going to be nuts. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's friggin' Tokyo Halloween. I mean, people come from around the world to Japan because Tokyo Halloween is so dope.
Yeah, I've got 2 groups of friends in Japan right now, and they came just for this.
Exactly, right?
So, yeah. The one thing I'm worried about, though, is arrests. Like, because, they have all those detainment centers that they put around Shibuya on Halloween.
I did not know this.
Yeah. A few years ago, a bunch of my friends got arrested because a white guy with glasses reportedly touched a Japanese girl.
Well, you fit the description.
I left immediately, and 5 of my friends got arrested. Or detained temporarily.
And then that's when you know it's time to get a cab and go to Roppongi.
Exactly.
Because everybody in Roppongi is a white guy with glasses.
Yeah.
So earlier this month, Mayor Ken Hasebe said at a press conference, this year we are making it clear to the world that Shibuya is not a venue for Halloween events. Damn it, kids, please do not come to Shibuya for Halloween.
Hasebe has amped up the messaging this year amid fears that crowding around the district's iconic Scramble Crossing and other areas could escalate to potentially dangerous levels now that coronavirus restrictions have been removed.
Many people, including everyone and their mother from abroad, are expected to converge in Shibuya for the first Halloween since Japan downgraded the legal status of COVID-19 to the same as seasonal influenza earlier this year.
According to the ward, Shibuya saw over 40,000 visitors on Halloween night in 2019. Although the number plunged in the following years due to the pandemic, there are concerns crowds could top 60,000 due to the removal of restrictions.
Hasebe also said, quote, "We are extremely concerned that accidents like the fatal tragedy in Seoul's Itaewon last October could happen anytime."
That's a real worry, though, I have to say.
That is a real worry. But the thing is, if that's the reason why they were trying to get people out of Shibuya during Halloween, you can't really argue with that. I mean, yeah, it's trying to prevent a tragic accident from happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, Shibuya has been on Halloween's case since like 2018.
Oh yeah, even a little bit before that, it started ramping up. I think like.
When the thing is like when you look at it on the news, like Halloween always gets reported like friggin' murders and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is like there's these isolated incidents that happen around Halloween, but in reality, not that much stuff is happening. I mean, if you looked at Halloween anywhere else in the world, New York, LA, Paris, London, whatever, all of these big cities, everybody's going out on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And there's fights breaking out. People are getting bloody noses.
Gunshots.
Yeah, all sorts of bad stuff is happening.
Yeah.
But you never see it because that's just a thing. I mean, how people get drunk on Halloween.
Yep.
And they do dumb things because they're wearing costumes.
It's amateur night.
Yeah, exactly. It's amateur night for everybody.
And people that don't normally get drunk get really, really drunk that
Exactly.
night.
While they're wearing costumes.
That's why in Shibuya, I think one year I went, people were literally throwing bottles of empty Hennessy, or not Hennessy, but whiskey bottles, literally from one end of the crowd to the other, and it was hitting people in the face.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
not cool. Yeah, it's just like, drunk people doing dumb shit is not a Halloween problem. It is a Tokyo problem. I mean, if you want to send the entire populace of Tokyo to Alcoholics Anonymous, good luck with that. But, it's not going to change. I mean, there's no way that you can cancel Tokyo Halloween. It's impossible.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's tonight and tomorrow, so.
Yeah, and so the sad thing is by the time you're listening to this, it will have already happened, and Aaron will be very hungover, and I will not, because I don't go out on Halloween anymore, because I'm a bored old man. But, I have to say, when I first came to Japan in 2007, Halloween was not the cultural zeitgeist that it is today. Back in those days, the only Halloween was going on in Roppongi. And it was a gaijin thing, and it was just foreigners and, random international crowd people. And it was still a lot of fun, but it was nowhere near the huge cultural zeitgeist that it is now in Japan.
What's the club that they shut down? It was, out where I live in, Chiba or something.
Oh, what the fuck is that place called? Ageha. Yeah.
So yeah, my first, I think 2011, my first year in Japan, I went to Ageha for Halloween, and I got so drunk, and I couldn't find the exit around 4 a.m. and it was one of the worst. Me and my friend, we couldn't get out. It's
I would have liked to have that problem, because when I went to Ageha, they threw my ass out and I'd sneak back in.
Okay. I just remember there were Japanese people passed out on the floor, on top of each other, and they were blocking the exits. So we didn't know where the doors were to leave. We had to we eventually had to climb over people.
You had to climb over the drunks.
Yeah. It was totally nuts. Everyone there was half the people there were so miserable. They were just passed out on the floor against the wall by 2 a.m. Half the people there were just out.
Yeah, Ageha was weird. I think it was fun for some events, but for the majority of just regular old, because it's out there in friggin' Shinkiba. There's nothing else to do. And one of the things about going out in Japan is you don't go to just one place. You go to different places.
Yes,
and that's part of the
yes.
fun. But with Ageha, you were stuck there.
You're stuck there. There's some shitty bus that goes from Shibuya to Ageha, and everyone on that bus is not people you want to be hanging out with usually.
Yeah, I've been on that bus. It's the bus of shame.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So yeah, Halloween this year, it's going to be insane, and there's no way that you can stop it, except for I have an idea that I'm going to share with you later. So up next, survey reveals just 9% of Japanese people are calling a certain newly named social network X.
The Mainichi has reported that a Tokyo-based company survey has revealed fewer than 10% in Japan refer to the X social media platform by its current name, while over 2/3 still call it Twitter.
an online survey between September 29th and October 3rd of 5,000 people aged 15 through 69 by market research firm MMD Labo found that 66.7% of respondents called the social network by its former name Twitter, while just 9.1% called it X.
Users of the platform represented 45% of all respondents, and more than half of those in their teens and 20s, at 63 and 59% respectively, were using the social media, when just 30% of those in their 60s on X, older generations, tended to use the platform less.
So Twitter was renamed X this July. I think Elon Musk has a thing for The Rock. I mean, I thought it was a joke.
Oh, yeah. I love it how all the emails I get from Twitter, too, is like X, parentheses, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, it's like, why can't it just be Twitter? I mean,
obviously,
the name wasn't great, but it wasn't bad, and everybody knew what it was.
Yeah.
And there was the bird, and now the bird is gone, and now it's just X. Yeah, so it got renamed. The blue bird logo was replaced with the white on black X mark. I guess it marks the spot.
I mean, Parker, you use Twitter way more than I do. What have you seen change recently? Like
nothing.
Even in Japan?
It's all the same. So, like,
yeah.
I have to say, though, Twitter has gotten too bitchy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's just like everybody's complaining about something. It's just like...
That's actually where I go whenever I have like a customer service incident with any company. I, @mark them, tell them what happened, and then I DM them.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's actually a good way to use Twitter, which I will never call X because I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
But it's like people just, it's almost like these hate streamers, which it's so funny because I don't know if this was a thing before we had our hiatus on Tokyo Wave, but like, I never really heard about these hate streamers before, and apparently they became this big thing in America and elsewhere, and now they're coming to Japan.
Oh, really?
But
okay.
I see all this on Twitter, not X, and it's just like, whoa, this is a thing all of a sudden. It's like all these hate streamers are in Japan now, and everybody's on Twitter complaining about them. And that's how I learned about these things. I mean, what's a hate streamer?
You know what? Also, the notifications I get from Twitter are from accounts I don't follow, and it's always extremely negative or anxiety-inducing stuff they're sending me. It's like, some guy punched another guy and got in a big fight and killed 2 people. It's like, dude, I don't want to see that on like my feed, like first thing when I wake up.
Yeah, it's like watching CNN. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, Twitter's like CNN, but with everything's like a conspiracy theory and everyone's bitching now.
Yeah, it's kind of I use it less than I used to, and I like Twitter, and I think Twitter is also a way that we sort of reach out to our following and spread the word about our podcast. So it's not like we're gonna stop using it, but it's kind of unfortunate that it's got this silly new name, and everybody seems to be really angry on it these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wonder, obviously Japanese people are not calling Twitter X because it was Twitter for longer than it's been X.
Yeah.
But I wonder if people overseas are calling it X now.
You know what's funny? I was doing a team meeting with the project I have here in Japan, and the Japanese social media admin kept talking about X. And dude, it's been months. She kept saying X over and over again. And I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? And it took me like 30 minutes to be like, oh, Twitter. It still hasn't even sunk in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, X just sounds like a dirty movie site.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like a porn site.
Oh, so you're getting high engagement on X, are you? Well, do you have an OnlyFans? Gross.
Maybe they'll merge with OnlyFans.
Yeah, and it's like, just why?
It's gonna turn into a totally.
What was so bad about Twitter? Like, why did it have to get all like X-y?
I don't know what the master plan is there.
Maybe Elon Musk is going to use X as a platform to talk about his exes.
That's it. That's all you see.
Yeah.
And it still has the same amount of engagement.
Yep. It's just Elon Musk complaining about Grimes
Oh, man.
24/7. Okay, and in other news, a wild boar caught swimming off a port captured near Tokyo after 3 people were bitten.
According to the Mainichi, a wild boar swimming near a port was captured after a total of 3 people were bitten on the morning of October 25th.
Chiba Prefectural Police's Chiba Chuo Police Station, ooh, it's a tongue twister, said that there were a total of 12 reports about a wild boar, including sightings near JR Chiba Station and the municipal Shinjuku Elementary School, which is not in Shinjuku, but in Chiba's Chuo Ward, in the pre-dawn hours of October the 25th. At Dezu Minato Port in the same ward, a man in his 30s was bitten on the left arm by a wild boar.
Later, there was a reporting saying a wild boar is swimming in the sea. About 20 police officers rushed to the area near Chuo Port and captured the boar at around 9 a.m. At that time, 2 officers were bitten on the leg.
Have you seen the video?
I have not.
Dude, these police officers are trying to catch a wild boar with sticks. They were using sticks, man.
Sounds like some southern shit from the U.S.
I mean, seriously, like
Some Florida man shit.
Somebody just should have poured some mud on him and called it a hoedown.
Oh, man.
I mean, they didn't have anything except for sticks to like try and subdue this wild boar, and they were using the sticks they used to subdue humans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, does that thing look like a human? It's a wild boar.
Yeah.
You need to
yeah.
use wild boar catching technology like cages or stun guns or,
They don't have any of that.
buckshot. I mean, literally, they were trying to stop a wild ass boar with sticks, and they did it.
Yeah.
That's like that's the thing that blows my mind about the Japanese police is that, they will just multiply. There'll be like 50 police officers for one wild boar, and with their sheer manpower, it will overcalculate their severe lack of boar catching ability. And finally, they'll get a net on them, and then NHK will be like, all right, up next, another guy gets caught stealing panties.
Yeah. Yeah. Just throw more people at it. On this topic, there's so many bears, right? Coming down from the north.
Yeah,
Some part of-
boars, bears, friggin', I mean, it's like a zoo out there, dude.
Yeah. They're coming closer and closer to Tokyo, actually, from northern Honshu, right?
Yeah. It's like, what is it? The governor of Akita Prefecture had this like gaffe-filled speech that he did a couple of days ago, and he was like, there are too many goddamn bears.
Can they open it up for hunting here?
Yeah, they have.
Oh, they have already. Okay. Because in Florida, that would be fixed in a day.
Yeah, I was like, you mean you're getting rid of the quota?
Yeah.
All right, Clayton's getting the back. We're going to go boar hunting, bear hunting, or we're going to have all kinds of burgers.
I don't think they have enough hunters or people with those kinds of firearms here in Japan.
That's the thing is, Japan has a wild pest problem. Japan needs rednecks.
Huh.
This will fix all the problems.
Fly over like a plane full of rednecks.
Plane full of rednecks.
500 guys from like
honestly, they're going to have 300 security guards and 150 Shibuya Ward officials that are going to try and cancel Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
They could have flown over a Delta flight with like 5 rednecks and they would have the situation under control. I mean, think about it. I mean, if there were some drunk-ass rednecks with shotguns in the middle of Shibuya, you'd probably think twice before you cracked open that Strong Zero.
If they actually had guns, even the Japanese police, if they're walking around with some kind of like assault rifle or gun, just holding it, walking around,
I'd scare the shit out of people.
everyone would fucking leave.
But they'd never do that.
They'd run. Everyone would go to Roppongi or somewhere else,
So, I gotta tell you, I have this idea. So, Shibuya wants to cancel Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I know how they can do it.
How?
Wild boars.
Ah.
You catch the wild boars with your sticks, and instead of putting them down, you put them in a cage, you piss them off a little bit, and then you take your K car down to the middle of Shibuya, open the back of the cage, let 5 of the little fuckers out, and before you know it, Shibuya will be empty.
Wow. A lot of people are going to get hurt in this process, though.
Well, I mean, they want to cancel Halloween, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty. You can't just, put a billboard in front of the dog and say, canceled Halloween. Please move along here. You need either rednecks or wild boars. Pick one. Both of these options are not going to be pretty. God knows what the rednecks are going to do. We know what the wild boars are going to do. Wild boars are predictable. They're going to squeal, they're going to run around, and they're going to scare the shit out of everybody. That's what wild boars do. I've seen it on TV.
That's one way to do it.
Wild boars. We need wild boars in Shibuya. Somebody bring us some wild boars.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Tokyo Wave.
So, people following Tokyo Wave might have noticed we have not had a new episode in about 4 months. People asked, where'd y'all go? Where did we go, Aaron?
Yeah, to answer that question, I'd just say we were busy as hell. I was back in America for a month just a couple weeks ago. Just got back to Tokyo. Very glad to be back in Tokyo and not be in America anymore. But yeah, we've just on and off, back and forth. I think your company, my company, we've had so much crap going on back and forth.
Yeah, just we got too busy to manageably do the show. So, sorry we had a bit of a hiatus. We are back, hopefully weekly, but we'll have to see how busy we get to figure that out. But Tokyo Wave is still alive and well.
Yes, and to our dedicated listeners, we really thank you for, continuing to listen to our show, participate in our community, and yeah, we hope to make some fun and exciting content for you going forward.
Yeah, with more wild boars.
Definitely.
And bears.
That will come very soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week's episode is not us talking about the carnage that was Halloween 2023.
Yeah, and wild boars. Yeah. And or rednecks. Okay, I have a question for you.
Huh.
So there's the wild boar option.
Yeah.
Then there's the redneck option.
Yeah.
Which one would be less disastrous?
I honestly think the redneck option is better. Just guys walking around with shotguns.
Yeah. And John Deere hats on.
Yeah. And they have something, and you know what? They have some, what do the police wear? They wear those
like reflective vests?
Yeah, they have a reflective vest that says Japanese police. So it's very confusing. It's you know what I mean? And they have it in every language, or all the main languages here, in Japanese, Chinese, Korean, English. So that would be,
Yep.
I think it would be confusing and also scary.
It's like they called in the special forces.
And give them some kind of fake ammo that's just like a firework explosion out of the gun.
They have blanks.
Yeah, they have blanks, and they're shooting them every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, just scare the shit out of people. Everyone would run the hell away,
Move along now!
Then the actual Japanese police are just walking around them too, like nothing's going on.
Yeah, the actual Japanese police are all sitting on top of that SUV in front of the Shibuya Scramble, just smoking cigarettes and just having the time of their lives.
The crane thing, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the crane thing always gets me. It's it just looks so ridiculous. And they're just screaming at everyone, right?
Yeah.
And it's yeah. If the person up there screaming out of the megaphone
was a redneck with a shotgun.
Yes, or yeah, in English, yelling at people in English, that might change things. I don't know why I haven't done that yet.
I just, they need ideas, people. They need to hire us as consultants.
Yeah, they need a legit PR.
Yeah,
crisis management.
We will be the crowd control experts. We're going to be like Terminex for drunk people.
How have they not reached out to anyone about this yet? They're just look at the PR campaign they did. It's absolutely crap. Yeah,
it's don't drink. They had a friggin' X ad.
Oh yeah. When I was in Shibuya last night, I'm sure we've all seen it, but right at the crossing of the Hachiko Gate, There's that like gigantic all in white, like, Halloween is canceled. Do not come out and party on Halloween. It looks like a joke.
I mean, it does. It looks like a joke. And people are going to be posing for pictures in front of the sign.
Yeah,
If I was going to go out on Halloween, I would want to get a picture in front of the sign. It's like a memento. It's like,
Yeah.
look at this stupid campaign.
I bet
I'd be like dressed like the Cat in the Hat and got my strong zero, posing in front of the sign. Yeah. Screw you, Shibuya. You're always a shithole.
we're kind of going back to the beginning of the conversation, but I'm just thinking about my friends that just got in here. None of them know about this. The video you posted, we were talking about Halloween. I sent that to a couple of them, and it was the first time they had heard of it.
Of course, because it's just this terribly executed campaign. It's like what is that Japanese ism? It's like an own goal.
Own goal.
Yeah, it's where like you're trying to score a goal, but you accidentally kick it in your own goal.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Shibuya Award is doing right now. It's just this one big, massive own goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, wild boars are rednecks. There's your solution. We just saved Shibuya Award hundreds of millions of dollars.
There you go.
Your tax money at work.
Hey, listeners, that's right. You listener right there.
Who do you think should be our next guest on Tokyo Wave? Wild boars or rednecks? Let us know. Drop us a line at wave@tokyowave.jp or hit us up on the X.
We hope you enjoyed Tokyo Wave.
If you haven't already, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
Join us again next week on Tokyo Wave.